Okay, so make sure that you hit the present button over here so that you can follow along on your screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about cell reproduction. We're not going to talk about protein synthesis. That's going to be a little bit later in your science career. So just follow along with me here. We're going to talk about cell division and mitosis. And mitosis should definitely be a word that you recognize, okay? So when an organism grows, the total number of cells in an organism increases, which makes sense, even in organisms that are no longer growing. Cells are constantly dying and being replaced. Where do these new cells come from? That would be called cell division. With cell division, one cell divides into two cells. Two cells can divide to create 4 cells, and then each of the 4 cells can divide to create 8 cells, and so on. So an entire organism can grow from one cell alone. The cell cycle, each cell naturally goes through a life cycle, just like any other living organism has a life cycle. Okay, you're a baby, you're a toddler, you're a teenager. You're a little kid, then you're a teenager, then you're like a high schooler, and then you're a college kid, then you're an adult. So a cell cycle. Think about a caterpillar going in a little cocoon and growing in a little cocoon and then coming out of the cocoon and being a butterfly. Okay, so a life cycle. All right. There are many phases of the cell cycle. One of these phases is when the cell divides, a process called mitosis. Mitosis is cell division that produces identical cells. Okay, asexual reproduction. In cell division, the nucleus is divided. Each daughter cell is identical to the original parent cell, and the original parent cell no longer exists at the end of mitosis. That's why this little original parent cell over here is saying, I'm lonely, okay? All right, they die off, okay? The other phases of a cell cycle make up the period where a typical cell spends most of the time. These 3 phases together are called interphase, okay, kind of like the intermediate school, all right, it's like in between, okay. During interphase, a cell grows and duplicates its chromosomes, structures that contain all of the cell's DNA. You guys know chromosomes hold DNA because of our genetics unit, right? You remember that? And organelles in preparation for mitosis. So we're just getting ready for the actual division. The nuclei of the daughter cells will have the same number and type of chromosomes. Okay, so as you can see over here in this little green box and this little blue box, it kind of gives you a couple little hints about cell division and how scientists talk about it. So scientists use the term parent to describe the older cell that divides or reproduces, and daughter to describe the resulting cells. I don't know why daughter. I don't know why son, not son. Okay, it's just called daughter. Because mitosis is the division of the nucleus, only organisms that have nuclei can go through mitosis. So only eukaryote cells can undergo mitosis. Remember, prokaryotes do not have a nucleus. So there's prokaryotes like bacteria, which have no nucleus that cannot undergo mitosis. All right? And then this little last part right here down here says, one complete cell cycle is the time from one cell division to the next. Different cells have cycles of different lengths. And we're going to look in our gizmo today at a cell with a 12-hour cycle to start, and then I'll let you guys mess around. All right. So on the next slide here, I just have a little Giphy with the stages of mitosis. Remember, the mitosis is the actual division of the cell, right? So the cell cycle is not just the mitosis, okay? The cell cycle is the whole process from the minute it starts to think about dividing all the way through to the end, okay? So there are actually 6 phases of the cell cycle that we're going to talk about in our gizmo today. All right, and I just wanted to bring this real quick back, and I know that got a little bit cut off there, but remember that meiosis is different than mitosis, okay? Remember, mitosis produces a whole clone with 46 chromosomes, all right, whole new cell, all 46 chromosomes, while meiosis produces a sex cell with 23 chromosomes. And remember, the sex cells are the sperm and the eggs, right? And they each have 23 chromosomes. That's why you need one from mom and one from dad to become 46 chromosomes of your own. Okay? All right, so we're going to do we're going to talk about the gizmo now, and I'm going to stop the recording and double check with you that you understand everything, and then we'll talk about the gizmo.